All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Legend of the Galactic Heroes, episode 65. Never worked for so little.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Last episode, we had Reuenthal being, kind of a Chad, like thundering at Lang and being like...
Yeah, but it was also drawing a bit of a line between the admirals and also, by extension, Oberstein.
Yes.
Making a very specific kind of political move, which is basically like saying, hey, don't encroach on our territory here,
right.
Oberstein.
Mm-hmm. It's just,
yeah. Might get bitten.
Right, separating him from the rest of them just a little bit,
yeah.
but done in a way that was, rather leaderly. Like,
of course it was leaderly. If you scream like that, everyone's going to either listen to you or tell you to shut up. So
this is true.
So everyone listened to him because what he was saying had some great content. So yeah.
Sounds like a YouTuber. Wait, then we also had Julian with Wallen, and they're going to Odin, and Julian's going with them.
And he might just miss Reinhard because they're moving the capital of the Empire
to Fejon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You chose wisely.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, always bank on Fejon. Like this series is starting to teach me that,
stocks, real estate, or whatever, always bet on Fejon.
Yep, exactly.
Boy,
it's moving in a pretty crazy direction.
Yeah,
if the Empire ends up taking this part of the galaxy and establishing a good kind of central position there, it leads to believe then that the natural opposite would be the place that Yang would take up a position
in Iserlon. And hey, they just keep doing the cycle thing that we got in the movies. Yeah,
yep. And this is also a thing where they've just straight up kind of given us this, in that the Alliance has their, well, not really the Alliance, the Sherwood Forest Group is going to set up a base on the planet just to the left of Iserlon.
Yes, that planet that Yang has some history with.
Yeah, exactly. So that'll be pretty good.
Yeah.
But okay, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Alright everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, then come back here for the discussion.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
This episode, it set up a bunch of things, and at the same time, it really did not fall short on the comedy angle.
It
had plenty.
Yeah, there was quite a few little goofy moments as they jumped around to a bunch of the characters and gave us a bit of kind of perspective as to
updating us where they were at.
What's going on with them in their galactic position, basically, but also in their just general thoughts about this whole matter. Julian was kind of the one that got the least bit of focus there, maybe along with Reinhard.
Right.
But Reinhard's thing is more of a specific build-up towards a big decision that he's going to have to make regarding the state of the Alliance.
Yep.
Which is nice because he's now at the staging point where he's much closer to the Alliance, which makes potential total subjugation of the Alliance much easier.
Oh, yeah.
And if Reuenthal, Mittermeier, and everyone is sent in, to go and deal with this, there is nothing Yang can do.
Nope.
There is nothing.
Nope.
He can basically say, hey, Alliance.
Yeah, that's the most he can do.
You want me to come in?
I can try and save you again. You
want me to try? How many ships you got? 4,000? Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do much with that.
But I can do a hell of a lot more with 4,000 than you can.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So, do you want to roll the die and potentially have everything you love and cherish be wiped out? Or roll the dice with me and have potentially everything that you know and love be wiped out, but you might...
but you'll know you tried.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The situation for the Alliance is so screwed in every way, shape, or manner. That's why I switched, colors a while back.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Bet on Fejon. And
that's right.
I very much am excited to see how Yang's kind of lazy approach here works, because it does make sense to be... I would say proactively reactive in this case.
Right.
Just wait, see how the Empire moves things, because the citizens are easily provoked in that regard and
Right.
might just call to be like, hey, do something about this. And then Rebello's choice is kind of made for him. And then he can pass the responsibility off to someone else because, I mean, dude.
He's not going to be around long.
We've seen what it's been doing to you.
Yeah.
And you
if
might...
if you can convince someone to take it.
Yeah. You might...
Yeah.
You might end up dead before the Empire even gets there.
Yep,
like,
it's possible. Like,
and not by someone else's hand, my dude. Like, you are really losing it.
You are wearing thin.
Yeah.
But the situation with Yang and his kind of like relaxed approach, I do really appreciate how they had Yang explain the reasoning behind everything.
Yeah.
Because one, yes, that is totally Yang style, right? He's not the type to take charge and just, gung-ho, guns blazing, action.
Never his thing.
That is not his thing. But when he breaks it down, it's like, okay, yeah, no, it actually does make sense. This is the best thing for you to do right now strategically. The fact that what Rebello's doing is also kind of the best thing he can do, right?
He doesn't have any other good choices.
He doesn't have any other good choices. Yeah. But then also something where we get that additional reinforcement that Yang, it's actually helpful for him if Reinhard does stay around. The idea that like, hey, the two fleets circling each other, that can be an Ouroboros, or it can be potentially a mutually beneficial relationship. Like who knows, right? Like
for what? Just two men who command millions.
Well, better than the chaos that would happen of if Reinhardt is gone and then it's Reuenthal and whoever else fighting for power, and then whatever happens in the alliance.
Yeah, sure. But Reinhardt's not going to live forever.
Yeah.
So.
But at least for now, things are stable.
No, I know. But that means that things are actually pretty good right now for the galaxy at large.
Yes.
It's just that if they restart a war, that's not better.
No.
That's not better. That means that if anything, the alliance has precedent. I'm sorry, the Empire has precedent to then go and win by.
Yep.
They just might see the alliance as not being worth the
right.
the effort.
Rip the Band-Aid off. Who knows? And maybe that would actually be the better option. Whatever metrics you want to use for that. But if they completely conquer not slaughtering the entire alliance.
That's what they might end up. That's what they might end up doing if it ends up being a thing where the alliance goes back into open rebellion when they don't have the feasible means to actually fight back.
Yeah.
There's no way Yang, I don't care how many ships he has, can actually really go toe-to-toe with the Empire here.
No.
So if he ends up igniting war again, like Reinhardt here, like they might have to have that awkward conversation where they're like, these people are going to rebel over like anything.
Right.
So yeah.
What is the best option here?
Right. And if Reinhardt is not around to kind of, I would say,
facilitate whatever
things
chaos happens.
Better. Yeah. I worry about the admirals and what they'll do.
I'm really looking forward to that next episode of the conversation between Reinhard and his three top dogs, Oberstein and Mittermeier and Reuenthal.
Yeah.
Because I'm curious to see what kind of arguments are going to be made there and what kind of decision, Reinhard comes to, because this is a very big deal.
I think it's going to fall to Mittermeier. I think that Reuenthal and Oberstein are both going to be...
cancel each other out, kind of?
Yeah, I think they're going to be both... I'm almost curious to see if Reuenthal is going to lead it to draw an argument, and Oberstein is just going to see the obvious logical flaws in some aspect of it, draw the ire of Reuenthal, and then they're fighting each other. Or if it's a thing where Oberstein will lead the meeting, kind of since he's got the I'm better than you guys,
yeah, a bit of that vibe, and also I'm the informational person, so I'll here are the facts of the case, kind of a thing.
And then Reuenthal might try and counter it just for the sake of countering it as well, because it aids his power base if Oberstein eventually gets ostracized from Reinhardt.
And as much as Oberstein would like to deny it, he is not unbiased when it comes to the presenting of information. Like there's
He's very logical.
He is very logical, right? And so it's concealed very well, and it's and hidden very well, but he does have a direction that he wants things to go, right? The whole thing with Lennenkampf was something that he orchestrated.
He believes it's the right direction.
Exactly.
In general.
Yeah.
It's the difference, though, between him and Reuenthal is that we don't think Reuenthal necessarily even believes in his direction. He's he's selfish.
Right, and that's why he hasn't rebelled against Reinhard yet. Because because he believes in Reinhard's direction.
Yeah. And thus, if Oberstein and his direction is something that maybe Reuenthal can try and show that it's not where Reinhard wants to take things, that could lead to some division. But I want to see Mittermeier potentially kind of offer the third option rather than siding with one or the other.
Me too.
Because I feel like he's the kind of person who would almost immediately say that there's no reason to go to war here. This is so easy of a problem.
Yeah, especially since the guy that gathered the body of Lennenkampf was able to deduce from the letter that I'm pretty sure they're telling the truth here, and that fits with Lennenkampf's character and things like that. He's definitely the type of person who would hang himself,
The stuff we heard about with regards to things with Lennenkampf before this.
Right. So it's
anything,
like, okay, and then what does that mean as far as the image of the Empire, because their consul is dead?
Yeah.
That is undeniable.
Right. So they could punish the Alliance and then court Yang. That's the thing that I feel like is where it might come down if Mittermeier offers the third choice, which is what I want, although I think he's going to be the one that kind of
won't be listened to as much.
No, I think he'll be the one that's less. He'll be the one that speaks last, basically.
Yes, right. Which could be good, or it could be just that he doesn't add too much.
But if Reinhard's the one that speaks last, in terms of obviously Reinhard's making the decision, but I mean in terms of the
reasoning behind everything.
Exactly. If Reinhard kind of brings in the thing of where, he might just want a war with Yang, though. He might want this.
Yeah, he's admitted that he does.
He might feel like he needs it, and that's where there could be some. I don't know. I don't think necessarily Oberstein is going to ally really directly with Mittermeier or Reuenthal in any behind the scenes way of we need to take care of the Reinhard's situation. He's obviously a bit out of sorts here. Not like they would kill him or anything.
Right.
But where they would just be worried in some way. But then one of them tries to use the other. I don't know. But okay, that's their situation. That's going to be a really good conversation. But we have a couple little things going on that are nice and nice and important.
Rebelo is losing it. Like
he needs more people around him, and Chung Wu Cheng gave him basically the hey, this is the way it's going to fall.
I'll do my best, but you realize that this just flat out won't work. And
he kind of did the whole thing of expositing about the thing that we heard in another set of characters' conversations directly after that to be like, we're all thinking the same thing.
Right.
Which was that, Yang is someone that we need in case the Empire comes in.
Yep.
Because the Empire could basically just ask Yang to join them.
And I like that he brought that up because I hadn't thought about it too much.
That's what I thought. Reinhard and potentially the admirals were going to discuss.
What greater weapon is there than to turn an enemy to your cause?
And is Yang an enemy?
Right.
He's not.
Yeah, because he didn't
he hasn't done anything aggressive to the Empire yet. Okay, no, that's not true. The consul was attacked by his men.
Yes,
and that was very much something.
And he did make the decision to do that.
Yeah.
Right, but it was in response to the actions against him and everything. So
to be fair, he was captured at that point, so it wasn't really his decision. It was something that he then exploited the decision of to the utmost.
Is that what it was?
He was captured. Yeah.
No. Okay.
They came and rescued him.
Right. I can't.
That was literally the point when he's about to get shot by the guy who came in to kill him, and then Greenhill comes in and shoots.
Gotcha. I forgot whether that was before or at the same time as the kidnapping of Lennenkampf.
Oh well, that's different. I'm talking about. Gotcha. That was before.
Yeah. But regardless, it's something where if they get Yang into a situation where they actually try and break bread with him, actually that's a Wu Cheng, you missed a golden opportunity.
Right. That would have been the perfect opportunity for a bread pun.
Oh, man. Although maybe he used it already before earlier in the show. I don't know.
Right,
but
right.
it would have been kind of stale, if he did it like that.
Yeah, it's the editors, looking at the books, and they're like, hey, you've just done too many bread puns already. Yeah. So if you're going to use one, they have to be new. Otherwise, people are going to get tired of them. And he's like, fine. And he's like, I'll save it for when,
so maybe I make
Yang and Wu Chang talk to each other again.
Maybe I'll make it really, hard to pick up on. What, like a breadcrumb trail? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But the fact that he's being brought back into this, I love it. The fact that Bucock is ill, it's like, of course Bucock.
No, he's old. Like, I could totally see him being ill.
He's old, and yes, and Rebelo was frazzled, so he might not be, he was not in a cool state of mind, so him saying, "Oh, ill my ass," that definitely could have just been his emotion speaking.
Yeah.
But there's something about Bucock that just makes him seem like the kind of person to me that just age doesn't really affect him very much. He is the museum of military expertise. Right?
Absolutely, I could totally see him having that unshakable foundation of vitality, and yet he's retired. He's an old man.
He's still kicking.
Yeah, he's still alive. Sure, but it's probably one of those things where if Yang didn't take him with him, that's probably not because Bucock wasn't a fan of Yang. It's probably because Bucock's like, no, my time is done.
Yeah, my time in the ring is...
Yeah.
I'm like 20 years older than Merkat's.
Right. Right, probably to be fair, Merkat's is probably not that young.
Yeah, Merkat's just ages very well.
Aged better.
Yeah, right,
He didn't have to deal with all this shit in the Alliance.
Yeah, all that crazy stress and whatnot. But
right.
The other thing that we had that happened that I thought was great.
You predicted it. It was gonna get brought up.
Was the fact that the bit of gossip that Attenborough brought up was about Shunkoff's daughter. I was hoping it would be that, but I was expecting it to be something like, hey, let's actually talk about some of the rumors that have been going through the populace, or or things like that. Something of a more serious nature.
Totally.
But no, it's, hey, apparently Shunkoff's got a daughter and she's here.
She's right here, man.
She's right here. Wait, what? Details. Tell me.
Tell him. Yeah. And then Yang's all giving stern eyes, like, oh no, don't worry. I know I won't cross that line. That's.
I mean, who would want Shunkoff as a father-in-law?
No. He wasn't even talking about that. He was talking about whether or not he's been spreading this information around.
Yes.
But no, then we end up getting the idea that Yang's like, but give me details.
You're right.
Yang, you trying to be
God. Matchmaker, make me a match. And then, of course, everyone is like, no, but the Julian ship. And Yang's like, hold on now. I don't know. It almost felt like Yang was maybe a little bit protective /
totally
willful ignorance of no. Julian's still so young, like the father that can't acknowledge that their child is growing up and all that.
Right. So of course a baby that won't be 10 years from now, then maybe, or maybe even 20.
Yeah.
I don't even know how old Kazerna's kids are. It's Jesus, man.
He's already planning grandkids, basically.
Ugh.
Yep.
Freaking A.
But what else happened this episode? I feel like there's something I've been forgetting.
Well, let me go through it real quick here, because there was a couple things that happened in the beginning with Rebelo kind of having the protests and stuff and the rumors.
And that's good stuff.
And while Shunkoff kind of brings up again the idea hey,
that's right, the conversation with Shunkoff,
you and Reinhardt is that Reinhardt grabs fate by the neck and takes it, but you keep
don't
letting it pass you by. And then what do you actually want? And then he says, well, I want that Rebel does a good job of covering up my absence. That's how far ahead he's thinking here.
Right.
Which means to them, well, not much at all. Now, one of the things that I have to assume that these guys are thinking here, just a little bit, is that they're like, this guy he's a legend. He can do no wrong. In fact, every time that people have doubted him, they end up getting proven wrong.
Yep,
that
in
he
some
made the
pretty
right
spectacular
call.
ways.
Yes. So they trust him. Absolutely.
That
And
being
yet,
said,
the fact that they are all basically the weakest force in the galaxy right now, and also potentially could be, at the drop of the hat, the enemy of everyone.
Yeah,
They should be a bit more proactive and at the very least planning for the worst.
right. It feels very, very similar to the conversation that Wu Chang had with Rebelo of it doesn't matter what your perspective is, it matters how the soldiers feel.
Yep.
And these soldiers, now they trust Yang with their lives, right?
Yeah.
Because
they
risk
so familiar with him that they know
ways
in which he can slack off.
Yeah,
too.
well, and there's still the thing of, doubt is insidious, right?
Yeah.
And it can creep in when you don't even realize that it's happening, right?
Totally, yeah.
And they have pledged their lives to Yang. They have forsaken basically everything else to join him on this, right?
Yeah.
And he's not doing anything. That could be worrisome, right? Because it's we're small. We need to act like a fast animal and constantly be on the move and doing things, otherwise we will die, right?
Yeah.
And
For
Yang's,
now, they're safe because they're at that Sherwood base.
Yep. But at the same time, it's hold on, Yang. I know you're a cautious man, and that has helped us in the past. But are you maybe getting too cautious? Like,
what's funny is that because also he didn't act here in some way, and he hasn't stated his location. The Empire got so scared of blindly sending their fleet in
because they know what's happened in the past.
They kept basically a chunk of their forces, a huge chunk, at their base, one of their forward operating bases in the Alliance, to make sure that it doesn't get taken while they all go to Heinessen.
Yep, which is
hilariously amazing, and that they're like, oh, the boogeyman is out there.
How many ships does he have? 1,200?
No, they don't know how many ships he has.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah,
there's no intel on him.
Right. The most they would know is that one time that some of the ships ended up leaving when they were going to be
so it's at
scrapped
least
or whatever.
More than that.
Right. Yeah.
But they don't know anything else.
They have no idea.
Yeah. And also it's a thing of where it does make sense that regardless of what size of the fleet Yang has, for the Empire side of things, they could look at this and go, we have to completely throw out every bit of data that the Alliance has given us regarding Yang in the recent bit here, because they could just be in league with him.
Yeah, that's true.
So this is why Wu Shang's kind of conversation with Rebelo is really important, because he's basically saying, hey, they could just see this as Yang's the one with all the reputation and the military, experience, and potentially a fleet that could do something. Why don't we just make a deal with him? It's not going to cost them that much. And then they could be like, all right, and just stay out of the way while we deal with the Alliance.
Yeah.
So that fear that Wu Chang's bringing up to Rebelo regarding that could manipulate him into courting Yang back and being like, hey, actually, I made a mistake.
Right.
And then
we could really use your help.
Yeah, if they do that, though, oh, man, this is the problem. Then Yang is beholden to everything that happens to the Alliance after that if he says yes.
Yeah, because he said we can't defend the Alliance with this many forces. They couldn't even defend whatever systems would join them if they
like Alpha Seal.
Right, exactly. So, yeah.
So he was already thinking about cutting a deal with Reinhard anyway. If he was like, "Hey, I'll take Isolon, and then I can use it as a bargaining chip
to make
for what comes
Alpha
later."
Seal independent. There, yeah.
And then as long as Reinhard doesn't die,
right?
Yeah, he'll honor his promise.
Yep.
Yay.
Right.
Oh boy. They said it, guys. I mean, we want Reinhard to live as long as possible. They said it. That's death flag, y'all. That's straight up a death flag.
Yeah, I mean, we've been having those for a while.
We have, but
this is a new level.
New level, yes.
Yeah. So the other conversation I don't think we've talked about yet that I want to bring up is the conversation between Mittermeier and Reuenthal when he's like, "Hey, wait, are you still seeing that girl? Are you going to be taking her with you to what, Fejon? Heinessen?
Fejon.
Yeah, Fejon. Yeah. I love their interactions.
Right.
I love how the presence of this new character that is hot for Reuenthal's death, is like disrupting things and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because when they were introduced, it was yes, they're the twin suns and everything, or the twin stars. They're the heroes of the Empire, right?
Right.
They're basically Reinhard and Kirchheis 2.0, right? But once Kirchheis was gone, once Reuenthal starts getting his ambitions, I always assumed that it was going to be something where him and Mittermeier would be like this. And that would be how they would potentially take over Reinhard, is that they would be together. But now that the show has gone on and we've seen how they're different and that they disagree on certain things and that Mittermeier doesn't have the same reckless ambition that Reuenthal does, that might not end up happening. And if that doesn't end up happening, then that makes for some very juicy conflict, not just on the galactic scale of things with the fleets and whatnot, since Mittermeier is also very competent, but also on the interpersonal side of things, because if these two friends end up staring their fleets down at each other, that could be crazy.
Yeah, and I love that Reuenthal is he's into this.
Oh yeah,
he's very much enjoying.
This is a kink of his.
The threat here.
Yep.
And it very much calls back to his particularly horrific backstory. And some of his dialogue in this scene really cements that as being a thing that's present in his daily thoughts.
What was it? I am not the kind of man who desires or deserves
a family. It was desires or deserves, but I think it was also about some element of worth.
Neither the intention nor the right to have a normal family. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh man. This is in a similar way, I feel like, to how we're seeing Reinhard sort of fizzle, maybe destabilize a little bit.
Yeah.
Reuenthal is like that, but it's like a bunch of Mentos that were put in a bottle of Diet Coke and shaken up.
He's running with an old stick of dynamite. Just
right.
He's like, this is so fun. I can die at any moment. He's like, guys, this is so unstable right here.
He's like, no, Mittermeier, I know you like vanilla and everything, but you have not had sex until you've had sex with someone that wants to kill you. I am so curious to see how this goes, because
Big Dick Reuenthal,
yeah, because. Anything could happen. Anything could happen.
It could blow up my arm. It could blow up my face. It could blow up my leg. It could blow up you. Oh shit! It could blow up you.
Yeah.
I mean,
right. And he's getting the same kind of entertainment that we are, except that for him, it's also
it can't blow up in our face.
It can't blow up in our face. So, and
good luck, buddy.
Yeah, and storytelling, yes,
over there.
Have it go chaotic or however it goes. And there's this small part of me that actually wants Reuenthal to be able to walk the dagger, and actually have it turn out sort of okay, and what would that even look like in the kind of messed up situation that he's in, that he's come from, and that he's, and that the girl came from, and
pregnant, and he just walks out of the room.
I don't know, who knows?
He goes straight to his phone, locks the door, calls Mittermeier. He's like, shit.
Yeah, bro,
I'm gonna have a family. And he's like, congratulations. He's like, no,
this is terrible.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
I'm feeling paternal instincts coming on.
Well, okay, seriously though, if that ended up happening, imagine all of the childhood trauma that would just bubble up to the surface as Reuenthal's like, nope. My parents were shit. They were awful. Wait, you're telling me I have to be a parent to this child? I can't do that. I'm not prepared for that. I don't even know what that means.
I'm really scared as to what he would do, though, if that happened, because of the way he talks like this. I could see him killing her and the baby. That's how messed up I think Reuenthal.
Yeah, Reuenthal is like that spinning top, and it's like it can go
for a long time.
It can go for a long time, and it can go any which way when it falls.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
Yes, we stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yes, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.